first place. They're sort of anything tactics, uh, and that continue life into it. Re-emphasize, well, it's not kind of Donald unless he worked in the Trump. Just to emphasize Bill's stance on Trump, Daily Mail says former Attorney General Barr revealed a chilling prediction of what would happen if ex-President Trump is reelected amid fears staff would be unable to say no. His quote, nothing Donald is a tired as far as of Donald. Bill Barr, that video just now, criticizing the Trump because ironically he's saying what Colorado is doing is interesting, justifying Trump's narratives. Trump claiming the fact of corruption, talking about draining the swamp. He wants to get rid of this, deep state that's able to do these things. He's talking about weaponization of justice. The left denies these things exist. They deny this is a problem. But by ironically using those powers against Trump, it's at the very least creating the image that Trump is right about all of it. And the American people are probably going to vote for him, as Bill Barr notes, because they're seeing the legitimate carrying out of the actions that Trump is warning exist. He's saying that, again, Donald Trump was voted in last time mainly based on these narratives, and by ironically justifying the narratives, the Colorado Supreme Court is going to win votes for Trump rather than actually harm him in the end. It's the argument, at least. Even California Governor Gavin Newsom, folks, Gavin Newsom is criticizing the decision from the Colorado Supreme Court. The New York Post has him saying that there is no doubt that Donald Trump is a threat to our liberties and even to our democracy. Threat to our democracy while they get rid of your right to vote. But again, Newsom continues by saying, but in California, we defeat candidates at the polls. Everything else is a political distraction. Now, remember, in California, this is an important statement, because the Soros-backed lieutenant governor in California was asking the state to look for every possible legal option to remove Donald Trump from the 2024 ballots. And it looks like Newsom, the governor of California, is against the agenda. California probably is not going to follow in the footsteps of Colorado on this. But my personal take on it, remember that Gavin Newsom allegedly wants to run as president. He's the Democrat presidential candidate if Biden doesn't stay in the race. And it's interesting that Gavin looks trying to frame himself as being more of a political. He's not coming as, the far left or whatever like that, or at least not on paper. At least he can't on paper. He's trying to frame himself not taking a stance on this. In the foot of Colorado is going to impact for the entire country. If the Supreme Court rules in favor of Colorado support, again, the state versus this court, to move ballot, that will likely be law throughout the country. If they, Donald insurrection, he's off the ballot, that means Donald Trump is out of the race. He can never run for office ever again, and that's the end. If the Supreme Court makes the determination on the other side that no, you cannot remove Donald Trump from the ballot, that's going to make the determination throughout the entire country. And so during this interim stage, it really doesn't matter much if other states join in. My personal take on it, I was talking to some friends about this actually, trying to figure it out. My personal take is this. The Supreme Court is very likely going to look not only at the technicalities of the law with, it's again, Article 15 Section 3 of the Constitution. They're using to push Trump off the whole narrative is that if the federal government engages in the insurrection or gives material comfort or aid or whatever else to people engaged in it, then that individual can never again hold on. And arguments, and lower courts have already made determination, do not apply to presidents. In fact, it may not even apply to like members of the Senate or members of Congress. It's very limited in some regards. But again, the big case is not going to be just on that. The big case for the Supreme Court is also going to be the impact on the country. Republicans are playing an interesting game right now. Republicans now are talking about removing Joe Biden from the ballots because of his failure to secure the border and allow for a foreign invasion that is causing, states of emergency all throughout the country. That the government has become delinquent on one of its core basic functions, which is securing our borders. And because of that, they talked about removing Biden from the ballots. Now, look, you might remember I said last week, I was like, I think it's kind of not a smart move by the Republicans to be doing this because, frankly, the Colorado case is making the Democrats look bad. It's making them look like they're trying to overthrow the American, system of our ability to vote for our leaders, the representative democracy that is the basis of a republic. And Democrats, by doing this, they're breaking their whole narrative, claiming that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy if they themselves are destroying the democratic process. You know what I mean? But it's an interesting move because of this. If you have it in the United States where Republican states are removing Joe Biden from the ballot and Democratic states are removing him from the ballot, consistent election, then they may take that into account. I think that's what some Republicans are hoping for in terms of to move about. Folks, it's all right. Real quick, we have available only on it's on the CCP's hidden hand and some of the tactics it uses to subvert organizations. It's an important feature only available on Epic TV, totally free to watch, so don't miss it. That's epochtv.com. That said, folks, as always, please take care of yourselves, inform, and stay free.